one, Danny, is traditional.
Taking the atmosphere a little bit.
Last question. Sergey. Andre
Yeah,
is a very good inside fighter. He usually smothers his fighters at some point during the fight. It does look like you need some extension, some reach to get your power off, some room. Will that be a problem in the fight? Will you have to work on inside fighting to beat Andre?
Let's to fight. First of all, what I can say, like I never fought with him, and I will try November 19th get this goal, and fight like how I want and how I would like. Like it's already my problem, not yours. I must be ready for everything, for close fight, for long distance fight, for fighting, for boxing, Yeah, he's a very great inside and on the long distance. He's a universal boxer.
Will this camp have to be any different? Will you and John David Jackson have to do different things than past camps in this camp to beat Andre Ward?
I don't think so. That's something new, because right now no time to try something new, like just we're gonna to do something same, just like add something, like just a little bit more than usually, because I must be ready, yes, for long distance, because like 12 rounds, so can't be like 99%, nobody knows what will happen really. But I'm not sure that it can be like all 12 rounds, but I must be ready for 12 rounds.
Bob Barron has a show 2 weeks before your show. Are you concerned that might take away some of the pay-per-views, or do you feel confident that your fight will be the one that fans choose?
Just the Kathy, right?
Yeah, Kathy or anybody you want to answer.
I'm not going to say I don't think it'll have any impact. Of course, it'll have some. But in the end, if people have to choose between the two, I think that's that easy choice. So I'm going to count on that.
Is there any frustration just knowing that your show is so close to your show and other pay-per-view?
There's no point getting frustrated over things I can't control. The person who had it within their control to determine what they want to do. In my view, it's a little self-destructive, but what am I going to do? Next?
Coming into this fight, have you done anything different? Has your camp done anything different preparing for this fight versus other fights you have? Any extra training, or have it basically been the same camp all the way through?
Just the answer to this question.
What I'm trying to say is in mental preparation. I know the physical part is, but in the mental part, is it very, very different on this one?
No, not in my goal, something like you change, I follow through my training camp like I did already before each my past fights, because all my preparation like gave me success, and I should to follow for same training camps, and like just have more sparring partners, like more boxing like this time. Less fighting, more boxing. Because I can fight, but I need like a little bit as boxing skills.
Over here, sir. Your last fight, you fought in Russia against Shalemba, who by all accounts is, was a very good contender. It was a tough fight. You won the fight, obviously. On the other side of that, you had Andre Ward fight Alexander Brand in what was just not even competitive for 2 seconds. I want to know from your point of view, it seems to me that fighting a guy like Shalemba would at least help you, hone in, get ready for, another real opponent. Whereas Ward didn't seem like that's going to do anything to help him prepare for somebody like yourself. What is your opinion about that? Did fighting Alexander Brand any way help him prepare for something like yourself?
Yeah, you saw that, right? That Alexander Grant is on a different level of underwork, you know, like two different levels of boxers, you know, like. And yes, underwork looked very good, but Chilema like much better like a boxer, you know, like than Alexander Grant. And similar style of underwork was in my last fight. And some something maybe looked very like no good, you know. But how I think that I showed what I could, you know, like, because it was a lot of responsible for this fight. I must get victory over this fight over Chileba to get fight against Andrew. And little bit pushed me this responsible, you know, like, and I did it, and I'm happy, like, and just right now ready to get prepared for my next fight, you know, against Andrew.
But do you think that the Brand fight did anything to help Ward?
I think so, yeah. Because he showed his shape against Sullivan Barrera was less like worse, you know, like than against Brand. How I saw that against Brand, he showed much better his skills, you know. He looked much better, and I understand and I think so that he will be against me much more better than against Alexander Brand, you know. Like, his shape, like getting like growing up, you know, after a long rest before Sullivan Barrera.
Is it possible for him to get back to where he was before the long layoff? Do you think?
I not give him. I not will give him. I not will let him, you know, because it's my goal to be there where he wants, you know. Right now, fight for pound, best boxer pound for pound. Like, it's my goal and his goal to be there too, you know. And therefore, we're facing November 19th. It's our goal, you know. He's in mind, like, but we'll see who is best.
Yeah, is this fight as simple as can you impose your strength on a skillful boxer?
Larry, one more time, please. Is this fight as simple?
As simple as can you impose your strength against a skillful boxer?
I don't think I don't think so that this fight will be easy fight, you know. It is hardest test in my boxing career because I never fought with boxer on this level how is underworld.
laying down some kind of a pattern that you think you can grow from and have success once you step into the ring with? What fighter has laid down some kind of game plan to be able to fight more?
In his fighting or in
No, no, him. From what he's seen from the fighters that Ward has fought, which one of those individuals does he feel has laid some kind of pattern for him to grow on, an idea of how to fight Ward and be successful?
Ты видел каких-то бойцов, которые усилили Вольта, которые могли бы где-то сравниться с тобой, что где-то сравниться с тобой, что ты мог бы выучить от этих бойцов, что I already answered for this, you know, I didn't learn something, you know, before about the underworld, you know, and I saw just a fight against Miguel Kessler and Carport, you know, like something like look maybe against Carport because he's like a puncher too, you know, and his skills like look like mine, but I'm gonna do the boxing a little bit different, not like a Carport, you know, and my goal is to get next victory over this great boxer as Andre Ward, and let's look at my training camp, you know, like maybe something like I will see what I should prepare, or I will feel something that I need to add in my team, you know, like special sparring partners, like I should start to watch his fights, you know, like because this time I got first time this level of boxing, you know, like because I never fought with this level of boxing as Andre Ward, you know, and I must be ready for everything. This is my hugest test in my boxing career.
So in this preparation and to the previous ones, do you require sparring that has some kind of picture of your opponent?
I already found a couple guys, you know, like somebody I will bring from Russia. One guy is local in America, from America, but I need like maybe 3, 4 more, like looking for, you know. We have like 1 more month, you know, before when I start the sparring session.
What have you been preparing for this fight?
California.
Can you say which guys you brought in for sparring, which American sparring partner, and which guy?
No, I don't know. I don't know any names. Like he found me, like he sent like this guy is.
Sergey,
He is good for you. Okay.
about your ability to fight a boxer. I'm not saying that their styles are exactly alike, but Bernard Hopkins is a great boxer. And what you did is you solved the problem and you fought him and like nobody else ever did. And you literally won every round against a great Bernard Hopkins. Does this give you confidence about how good you can be against a smart boxer?
Yeah, it little bit helped me. It helped me to believe in myself that I can to win, to get next win over young Hopkins or face Underworld. Underworld like looking like young Hopkins.
Would you compare your fight with Ward to the potential fight between Golovkin and Canelo? And how do you see that as turning out?
Можно сравнить своего человека, я думаю, что бы случилось между твоим Головкиным и Канело? Good question, yeah. You know, like how I saw when I worked in Big Bear Lake and lived in Big Bear 1.5 years and sparred with Gennady a lot of times, and I saw that when they everybody in the training camp look at the sparring. It was very interesting, you know, because Canelo like fought very good, you know, and I don't know, like let's to make this fight, you know, and let's to win this fight. Very interesting. And therefore, right now I support Canelo in this fight against Liam Smith because I want to see this fight against Canelo against Golovkin. Golovkin. And underworld too.
This is going to be your first time fighting on pay-per-view. I just wanted to get your thoughts about what does it mean to you to be in the main event of a big pay-per-view fight.